Good afternoon. Welcome to the board meeting of the Teachers Retirement Board for February 27th, 2025. I'll start by calling the roll. Brian Bergen.
Brian Berge, representing Mayor Adams, present.
Thomas Brown.
Present. Patricia, good afternoon.
Anthony Giordano.
President, representing New York City Public School Board Chair, Gregory Faulkner.
John Dorset.
President, representing Controller Brad Lander.
Victoria Lee.
Present.
Christina McGrath.
Good afternoon, Patricia. I'm present. I am attending remotely due to illness.
Thank you.
Feel better.
Feel better.
Yeah.
So the next item on the agenda is an update on TRS operations, which I believe is.
Okay, thank you, Patricia. So in regards to account statements, earlier this month, TRS posted member account statements for the fourth quarter of 2024, and we emailed members when they were available for online viewing. Regarding new legislation, TRS has begun work to implement the provisions of Chapter 551 of the laws of 2024, which makes dozens of UFT job titles eligible for membership in TRS. These titles previously provided membership in the Board of Education Retirement System, BERS. The law provides eligible BERS members with a 1-year period to initiate a membership transfer, and it provides new hires in those titles with the option to join TRS.
Thank you, Emily.
Can you possibly send them that to us electronically?
Absolutely.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Next on the agenda is an update from the actuary.
I just wanted to give the board a quick update on the fiscal notes released by my office. As of about an hour ago, we've had 22 fiscal notes released for this legislative session. That's about a 30% increase from last year. So if you recall, last year we talked about the automations and the new processes that sped up the fiscal notes, and we're still speeding them up. So we're 30% ahead. Of the 22 released, the 4 that impacted TRS before the publication, before the agenda items were due, are listed there. Fiscal note 12 increases the COLA, the $18,000 base that's used for calculating the COLA by 50% of annual inflation. Fiscal note 13 was a picture bill that increased the final average salary of one member to include vacation pay. And fiscal note 14 and 16 are the UAL reamortization bills that I presented to the board a few months ago. There was the mayor's bill and made it into the governor's executive budget. They're identical as far as TRS goes. Fiscal note 14 included 5 retirement systems. Fiscal note 16 just included 3, NYCERS, TRS, and BERS. Happy to answer any questions if you have any. Thank you.
Next is the executive director's report. And the first item is the next meeting, which is scheduled for Thursday, March 20th, 2025. First resolution is support for legislation concerning unfunded accrued liability payment schedule.
Mr. Chair, can I request this item be laid over? Of course. Thank you very much.
Thank you. No objection.
So that will be laid over. Thank you.
Next is the budget modification of Chapter 551 of the laws of 2024, the Lino Settlement Administration, and the TDA Loan Insurance Project.
I would like to request that this be laid over, maybe only in part, but should we read the resolution into the record first? Just however procedurally is best to proceed.
So whereas on May 16, 2024, the board adopted a fiscal year 2025 operating budget for the teachers' retirement system, the fiscal year 2025 budget. And whereas the fiscal year 2025 budget did not include funds for Chapter 551 of the laws of 2024, the BERS transfer law, which is a new legislative requirement, Galeno Settlement Administration, or the TDA
Can
loan
we skip to the
project.
resolve?
Well, he has.
Oh, I wasn't necessarily
Oh, I'm-
insisting that the whole thing be read. If the
Oh,
rest of the
I'm-
board would like to skip to the resolve,
I
that's.
think it's good to have it on the record.
Okay,
That's fair.
I'm sorry, then I withdraw my, skip to the resolve.
Duly noted.
Thank you.
For the record, we can still get this.
John and I were okay with skipping it.
Whereas a budget modification of $486,416 is necessary for system changes due to the projects. $137,016 is attributable to the Burrs Transfer Project. $294,000 is attributable to Galeno, and $55,400 attributable to the TDA Loan Insurance Project. And whereas a budget modification in the amount of $161,000 is necessary for staffing changes, including hiring 3 full-time equivalents and 2 temporary resources in order to address the increase in enrollments and member increase related to the Burrs Transfer Project, as well as providing ongoing support of additional members. And whereas, thank you. Whereas the Galeno and the Burrs project will be funded 100% out of the administrative expense contribution in the total of $431,016. And whereas the TDA loan insurance project will be funded 100% out of the variable funded program in the total amount of $55,400. Therefore, be it resolved that the trustees of the Teachers Retirement System hereby approve a modification of the fiscal year 2025 budget by increasing the agency's budget by $647,416 to fund system changes and additional staff needed for the Burrs Transfer Law and other projects mentioned above. And be it further resolved that the trustees hereby authorize the executive director or her designees to expend monies out of such budget in accordance with the approved budget as modified and governing law.
Mr. Chair, if I may, I regret to inform the board that I would like to evaluate this matter further as to those items that are funded by the administrative budget, specifically the Galeno item and the Burrs item. But if my colleagues across the table are prepared to move forward with pertaining to the TDA, I would be more than happy to provide the necessary vote for that purpose at this time.
Okay, so we have a consensus
It's
or a vote,
called,
Unanimous consent.
unanimous consent to break this resolution up in parts, I guess, and
If
Deal with the
that's
TDA.
Vote on the
acceptable,
TDA.
yes.
so yes, do we have a consent for this resolution to accept the TDA part
Yes,
today?
yes.
And then Brian wanted to spend a little bit more time evaluating the Galeno and the Burrs part of that resolution. So do we have a consent? Do we consent to do that?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and Christina?
Yes.
Good. Okay, so let the record show that we will accept the TDA. Now, do we need to take a vote?
Yeah, I think we just amended the resolution, so now I think we need to vote on that as amended, is that?
Yes.
So,
Okay.
okay, let's can we repeat the amendment into the record?
So, let me just get to it.
Say that, of this,
Probably the
So,
last whereas.
be it resolved that the board, that the trustees hereby authorize the executive director of his means. No, wait, sorry. Be it resolved that the trustees of the Teachers Retirement System hereby approve a modification of the fiscal year 2020 TDA budget by increasing it by $55,400.
okay, so we're voting.
I'm not.
Not easy to do that on the fly.
Well done, though, Patricia. We're voting for the amendment, which would amend the TDA budget by $55,400. Do I have a motion to accept the amendment?
So moved.
So moved, and is there a second?
Second, just to indicate the necessary consent of either the mayor's rep or the controllers.
Okay, so do we have, well, any discussion or questions about that? So we're voting for the amendment to the resolution. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? So let the record show that the amendment to the resolution has been passed.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. And just the record, we will let the Galeno and the Birds part to the next board meeting.
Next is the. So,
Please.
No. Off the record, Will.
next resolution is the bylaws of the teachers' retirement system. Whereas TRS staff has comprehensively reviewed the bylaws of the Teachers Retirement Board of the City of New York and drafted proposed amendments to the bylaws to reflect TRS.
Skip to the resolved.
Resolved that the annexed amended bylaws of the Teachers Retirement Board of the City of New York are hereby adopted.
Great. And is there a motion to accept the proposed changes to the bylaws?
So moved.
And is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Comments?
So I appreciate the hard work that went into this, and I believe it is a timely update to the document. However, at this time, I have one or two remaining questions, but I don't believe I should hold up consensus, and I can always come back as it's a living document if I have questions. So just for purposes of today, I'm going to abstain, but it's no reflection of what I think is the intention of the bylaws. I just don't have the, I have one or two outstanding questions that I could just take up offline and perhaps bring an amendment.
Thank you, John. So we're ready for a vote. All those in favor of the proposed changes to the bylaws, please say aye.
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 Those opposed say nay.
And just no one
Those
abstention.
abstentions,
Just one abstention.
one abstention. So let the record show that the resolution has passed. Thank you.
The next resolution is attendance at a conference. Resolved that the trustees of the Teachers Retirement Board hereby approve the attendance and participation of the executive director and or her designees and any interested trustee at the National Council on Public Employee Retirement Systems and CPERS 2025 Annual Conference and exhibition from May 18th, through May 21st, 2025.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion to accept the resolution for attendance at the NC PERS conference this year?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second? Second, any questions? Concerns? Great, ready for a vote? All those in favor of accepting the resolution for attendance at NC PERS 2025 Annual Conference and Exhibition, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? Great, and let the record show that this resolution has passed. Thank you.
Next is the calendar, and the first item is the approval of the following minutes. January 16th, 2024 investment meeting minutes, and January 16th, 2024 board meeting minutes.
So moved. Oh, sorry.
Sure, so we're gonna vote, vote. Thank you.
Sorry for running this.
It's quite okay. We're going to vote for these two together, the January 16th, 2024 investment meeting minutes, and that was the day we also had the board meeting minutes. We're gonna vote for both minutes together. So do I hear a motion? I did hear a motion. So John moved it, and is there a second?
Second.
And Victoria second. Thank you. Any questions or concerns or comments at this moment? Great, we're ready for a vote. All those in favor of accepting the board minutes and the investment meeting minutes of January 16th, 2024, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? Great. Let the record show that the board meeting minutes and the investment meeting minutes have been approved.
Next, we have the calendar items, which you will receive in
So I'd like to waive the reading of the calendar.
Okay, thank you. And you've all received your electronic version.
Great, so since, you're gonna read oh, okay.
Wait, wait.
You
Wanna do a
you wait.
survey?
So we're voting for the calendar items. Is there a motion to approve the calendar items?
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Victoria. It's been seconded. All those, well, any questions regarding the calendar items? All those in favor of accepting the calendar items, please say aye.
Aye.
As opposed, say nay. Extensions, let the record show that the calendar items have been approved. Thank you, Patricia.
We have no other business. And questions and comments from the public? We have none.
So it seems like we have come to the conclusion of our public session agenda.
Hi,
So,
can you hear me?
yes,
I'm from the public. Can I have a quick comment?
okay, can you state your name for the
My name is
record?
Matthew. My name is Matthew Sarker.
Matthew?
Yes.
Okay, welcome, Matthew.
Hi. Thank you for your time. I'll try to be brief with my comments. I've been a New York City teacher for over 9 years and have made TDA contributions for most of that time. For the past several years, I've been pleased to see the Sustainable Equity Fund as an option to invest in. Admittedly, I didn't look further where my money was going, but until recent events, I did take a closer look, and that's what I wanted to share with the board. The Sustainable Equity Fund has listed the criteria defining what a sustainable company as having internal sustainability strategies that drive tangible business benefits, products that have sustainability drivers, such as resource efficient design or manufacturing, and the important one is product or services that offer solutions to long-term sustainability challenges. There are certain companies within the fund that I believe are antithetical to this ethos. I'm going to give 4 examples. United Health Group has been in the news very recently and has been famous for delaying payments, denying claims, and defending against lawsuits. In 2020, United Health Group represented 3% of the Sustainable Equity Fund's holdings. Example number 2, Intuit. In 2019, ProPublica published a damning piece on Intuit titled Inside TurboTax's 20-year fight to stop Americans from filing their taxes for free. Using lobbying, the revolving door, and dark pattern customer tricks, Intuit fended off the government's attempts to make tax filing free and easy and created its multi-billion-dollar franchise. In August, example number 3, in August 2024, a nonprofit watchdog group called the Private Equity Stakeholder Project published a report called Helter Shelter, How Blackstone Contributes to and Profits from California's Broken Housing System. In 2024, Blackstone represented 1.6% of holdings in the Sustainable Equity Fund. In 2023, example number 4, in 2023, Brendan Ballo, a federal prosecutor and special counsel for private equity in the Justice Department's Antitrust Division, wrote a book titled Plunder, Private Equity's Plan to Pillage America. In it, he describes how private equity firm KKR squeezed returns from a chain of group homes for developmentally disabled adults by slashing pay and threatening workers with arrest if they left early from shifts that lasted as long as 36 hours. On 5 separate occasions, Texas health inspectors found no staff at all at KKR facilities. In one day, 3 of 8 unsupervised residents nearly killed themselves. One person drank antifreeze and was hospitalized for 9 hours and damaged his organs permanently. In 2024, KKR represented 3% of holdings in the Sustainable Equity Fund. The book Plunder contains numerous other examples of private equity firms using extractive tactics. Carlyle in particular and Cerberus Capital Management also came up and are listed in the investment portfolios for other TDA funds. Thank you for your time. I want to frame my remarks not around individual bad actors, but around a business model that promises high returns through highly extractive methods. The image that comes to mind for me is of a snake eating itself. By investing in companies with this business model, we are feeding the mouth that is biting our member body. For the Sustainable Equity Fund, at least, I request stronger vetting, especially for private equity firms that profit from this toxic business model and actively lobby against transparency and regulations that, again, hurt members. For the broader pension fund, I urge extreme caution when investing with private equity firms, particularly when an investor like Warren Buffett characterizes some of their valuations as dishonest. That's the bulk of my remarks. I'm a teacher, and I'm concerned about how my funds are being spent. Please vet properly, especially with private equity firms. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Matthew, for bringing your thoughts to the board. Much appreciated. Is there any other speaker from the public? Great. think we've come to the conclusion of our our public session. So do I hear a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Thank you, Christina. Any questions, comments? So all those in favor of going into executive session, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. Extensions, we're now in executive session. We're back to public session. There will be a readout from our own Ron Swingle.
Thank you.
Go for it.
In executive session of the February 2025 board meeting, an action was taken on an investment manager, details to be made available at the appropriate time.
Thank you, Ron. I think we're ready to adjourn, but as always,
Thank everybody.
as always, there are two people sitting here without whom this meeting would not be possible. So our TRS tech, Adrian, publicly thank you. And Will Montague, we thank you as well. Much appreciated. So at this time, I think we've come to the conclusion of our meeting, and is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
And is there a second?
Second.
It's been second. Any discussion? Off the record. For those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
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 Thank you, Christina. And those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? Before we adjourn, Christina, feel better. Come back
Thank
next
you.
meeting. Good, we miss you.
Thank you.
Everyone on Zoom land, I see Amida, I see Kavita. Oh, I should get my other glasses on. Isaac. Everybody in Zoom land, give us a wave. Thank you, everybody. We're adjourned.